You have done a lot of work from technology perspective to obviously support the business needs of the hospital. You've done over 200 applications and you've kind of transformed the EMR system over there as well. So would you like to share with the audience on what are some of the thought process that drove those changes and what were some of those changes that you were able to implement successfully?
Upon my arrival, the hospital underwent, many management changes. Believe it or not, like every year there was a new management. So it has been a very rough road for the hospital and the population it serves. And there were about 50 projects that were on hold or in progress that, because of the changes in the leadership, every team would want to pursue projects in a certain way. So with that being said, there were many hanging there without reaching its completion phase. And some of them were like, they could not be integrated with our EMR. Since the hospital is so old, the EMR or the applications are very old as well. They're legacy systems where, the new technology they're not compatible for integrations. So what we had to do is that we had to determine, the overall goal for the management that I was in and to prioritize all the projects that would immediately give significant success to the management team. And I learned it somewhere that where they say, these type of arrangement, the silo ITs, where every department would purchase their own application without consulting the centralized IT, and they would want to just either implement it or, there are many web-based applications. So the departments can procure themselves and, they can start putting the information everywhere and, all those sorts of things. So what we did was we worked closely with all the leaders, and not only with the leaders, but the stakeholders, the end users themselves. Because at that time, the leaders also didn't have, a complete picture of what was happening in their department. So we had to collectively form a task force, and we had to reconcile all applications from every department. And we reached out to every single end user, know their workflow, and prioritize these projects that were on hold or in progress. And we tightened up all role-based access and worked on all data sharing mechanisms. The next step was to revise old and the ongoing policies and implement any new if we thought we needed one, and got our security risk analysis done because of, the plethora of applications we had. We had to get an external entity, get everything done, and fix up our security issues. And earlier I mentioned about some projects that were in progress, but we couldn't attain completion, right? So as they couldn't be integrated further in our EMR, for those we put together creative heads and created or built the bridge solutions, because the ones in the market are not compatible with this one. So we worked up different kinds of solutions to bring something functionable. What we thought at that time would be standardized and customized for our hospital is what we did at that time.